Alright guys. Oh, poor girl. She's being left. So, I got my old Ford Probe GT going for the winter. I had a bad rotor, cabin rotor. I'll actually drop some a picture and a little clip of what I found when I pulled it apart. I probably should have been recording, but I was charging my cameras. Man, I couldn't believe it. The rotor like ran off axis and ended up scratching the hell out of the inside of the cab, so it wasn't even making contact with the points. Dumb. But it's running good now, slower than ever. It needs some new gas in it, super bad. The gas that I have in it is just super expired. I don't know if I should just put some, like, you know, heat or something in the tank. I think what I'm going to do is just drain all this old fuel out when I get to town and fill it up on some premium. It's sat for a long time, guys, so thought I would just pick up with you guys where I was at. I'm going to grab some energy drinks real quick from my local little gas station. A little hole in the wall, but they got the ones I like and on my sale, so I'll pick back up with you guys when I get to town. What's up, guys? Just got back from the store, got all the stuff to kind of contain everything, organize everything. Spent about $60 $70, exactly what I wanted to spend, really. Bought some totes, bought some different shelves, some organizers. I'm going to show you all that. And oh, look at the reveal. Oh, we got the reveal going, but it's not a cool car. Okay, but see, we got our totes. This is just to store some of our parts. We got a shelf. It's like a 4-unit shelf that we got a plan for to devise it into just 2 separate shelves for the back table. We got a thermometer. Can't say it right, keep on messing it up. But we got one of those so we can actually know what temperature it is in here. We need to get one that tells us the relativity of like the humidity and all that stuff, but for now that'll work. This is the mess that we are dealing with, that I have been slowly making as I've been working, making these videos. It's been kind of a pain in the balls getting all this stuff done, really, but hopefully these shelves and everything's gonna organize it. We got all of our hardware down. Well, some of it, we're organizing it all right now, like these traction bar bolts, random fender bolts and nuts and all this stuff. We're going to replace all this with new hardware, like I said before. We just got a bunch of random stuff laying around, guys, so we got to organize all this so that we don't get lost. Got Anthony over here smoking like always, but you know, we're doing our thing. We're trying to get everything done. Luckily he came and got me at the CRV so we could run around and grab all this stuff, and who knows, maybe we'll go get more stuff by the end of the day. I feel like we got enough to get this place organized. I know the wood sound, it always makes sounds. So the battery on the GoPro is like at like 58%, 55% right now. It needs to charge for a little bit longer. I was going to do a time lapse of us organizing all this, but I think instead I'm just going to hell yeah. So we got that all cleaned up, organized. I am super stoked on that. This is a way better work environment for both of us. You got all kinds more room for activities around here. Everything's organized, everything has a place. It's a big thing in a workplace for me, is everything has to be organized, have its own place, so that way when you're done, you have a place to put it back. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, where do I put this? Where does it need to go? The entire time we've been in the shop, it's been like that. So we got the other heater mounted up, which is super cool. This thing actually works quite well for heating up this entire unit. A lot of the work you guys see me doing is in this built section, right? So we built an initial layer so we have somewhere for you know, like additional storage and to keep stuff that's kind of big and out of the way. So right now it's been acting as a paint booth for the hood. Got the hood up here. I know I'm gonna have to have Anthony come over here in a minute and hold the light over this hood so we can actually show you guys the deal. It still needs to be sanded down. It needs quite a bit of work, but it's actually, it's, in my opinion, it's awesome because I have an eye for this stuff and I can tell, you know, what's going on. So let's get close here. You guys see the flake in there, all the red. Right, so we got a pretty nice even layer. Let me use this light, buddy. All the way across. And I'm pretty stoked with the outcome, honestly. It looks like a super mirrored reflection right now, but there are a lot of hills in the clear coat that need to be dealt with. And I have this thing called a denim pad. A lot of people don't talk about them. You probably never heard of one, but it pretty much eliminates the fact of having the wet sand. They're really interesting, but I'll go through that in another video because we have a bunch of that to do on the car. This kind of comes with, when you use a lot of clear or a lot of paint, it's almost near impossible to get that mirror glass reflection unless you run it, like you literally paint almost a big run. The more paint that you have, the more layers, and that becomes hills, because the different layers as it's gassing out kind of create these orange peel effect, you know. But there are a way to get rid of that. It's really easy. It's not that hard. Some people do like wet sanding all the way through stages, like I was saying before, but man, it's really easy to mess up doing that. So we got this all kind of organized. It's not much better than it was before. We got the radials up here. We have the old turbo kit, pretty much the whole thing up in this box. You know, it's got a lid and it's all away from everything where dust and particles and things aren't falling in the intercooler or turbo or whatever. This is pretty much a bunch of miscellaneous parts and parts that are for the hatch that we have to pick through, clean up, repaint, and reassemble. We have a couple of the mounts, the suspension that I run, control arms, all the hardware, all that stuff. It's all kind of sitting up here. So I actually think there's clip. I think I put all the tie rods and everything in one box. Yeah, that's what I did. So here's all the suspension components. There's the steering rack and all that for the hatch. So what I'm getting at is everything's in one place and it's organized, so we know where everything is and it's not all over the place anymore. We found all the hardware that we needed to find, so we now have like a little jug that I can take to a hardware store and get all new bolts. I think we're gonna do zinc plated, something just pretty. But I'm gonna quit rambling. I hope you guys liked the video. Kind of went over the wing and a couple other things. So just, you know, right now as we're waiting for parts, waiting for things to come in, we don't have the most content, but this guy is about to get his engine bay painted.
Hell yeah.
How you feeling about that?
I am stoked, man.
Yeah. What color is it gonna be?
Sonic Gray Pearl.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm stoked.
Yeah, it's a totally different color than most people think. I don't know if you've ever seen it in person, but it has a lot of green pearl in it, which neither one of us knew.
I was surprised as well.
Yeah, it's like that's kind of a crazy deal, but that paint is gonna come out awesome. It's less shaved bay than mine because the car's full intent is to be a race car, which Becky's was as well, but we're experimenting because I know for a fact, I needed to put this out there for you guys. If you're gonna daily and beat these cars, a fully shaved bay with all that body filler and everything, the chances are is a lot of that's gonna crack out. So unless you're prepared to do a lot of repairs and work on it all the time, it may not be the way to go. And his bay is very tastefully shaved. A lot of the seam sealer on the top has been removed. Everything's been blended. Certain holes have been removed, but things that are going to be for accessories like boost controller, yada yada yada, have been left. And that we'll get to that in a sweet time. It's it's an awesome setup, and I can't wait to show you guys. And for you single cam lovers, he has a fully built, like the real deal full built single cam, and we're waiting for just a few parts for that, and both these cars are going to be together. So I hope you guys are liking the content. If you haven't, you know, subscribe, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you guys know when I'm getting new uploads. That's one thing I never bring up, and make sure to like. So see you guys on the next one.
Peace out, brother.